Hey guys, what's up? Plastic Guy here, coming back with another figure review, and today we're taking a look at this brand new Marvel Legends Dr. Octopus figure from Spider-Man 2, but we all really know it's from Spider-Man No Way Home, right? Especially when at the top of the packaging we get this Tom Holland integrated suit Spider-Man No Way Home logo. The rest of the box is sporting these Spider-Man 2 images, and it is filling me with nostalgia. I really like the look of this box, and with the Spider-Man 2 logos, I really hope in the future we get Hasbro going back to more of the earlier properties, you know, giving us that first Fantastic Four cast, maybe a Wesley Snipes Blade, Ben Affleck Daredevil. That would be really cool to see, but for some reason I'm getting the vibe that this is maybe just a one-off to avoid licensing issues and giving us a No Way Home Doc Ock figure. But as I said, we are getting the Raimi vibes here, the yellow tinge in the background. It's really getting me hyped for this piece. But yeah, I would have liked to have seen a Toby Raimi trilogy logo up the top here. It really would have brought it all together, but yeah, we're going for No Way Home at the top, Spider-Man 2 everywhere else. I really like the digital renders they're using off this figure on the packaging. It looks great. I can't wait to bust the figure out and see what it's like. This is the back of the packaging. But yeah, let's get the figure out of the box. And so here is our new Marvel Legends Doc Ock figure out of the packaging. And to be honest, my initial reactions are that I'm not quite sure we're getting all our bang for our buck here. This was a £40 figure, and we have the figure itself, a lot of tentacle pieces, and 2 interchangeable hands. So the interchangeable hands that we get here are more kind of relaxed, slightly grabby hands, and he's got 2 fisted hands ported in at the moment. I feel like for £40 we should at least be getting an alternative head sculpt. The reason that the price is a deluxe price on this figure, I believe, is to do with the tentacles. We're getting bendable tentacles this time, something that fans have been asking for years from Marvel Legends. They've finally given us it with this figure. It's something new, but I'm not quite sure that still justifies the high price point for this piece. We got all these interchangeable bits for the tentacles, and these look great. They're all sculpted really nicely, good paintwork on them, but these are essential. These are essential for Doc Ock. Just because we're getting these interchangeable pieces, yeah, I'm not quite sure it is justifying the price, but you know, we'll keep looking, we'll keep going through it. I do like the look of this thing. I'm not being too negative straight away. I'm just saying it's a bit of an expensive figure, and I would have liked to have seen a couple more accessories, I suppose. Definitely a different head sculpt, maybe like an angry expression as opposed to the neutral one that he's got ported on just now. But yeah, all these look really nice. I'm supposing these are more just to be flat on the ground, keep them up. You've got a couple curled ones. I think they'd be good for like grabbing Spider-Man. And these ones look articulated, so you can kind of pose these around a bit. I do have an early Doc Ock Toy Biz figure that we will take a look at later in the video, and I'm not sure about you guys, but I quite distinctly remember the early Toy Biz figures having quite a lot of paint on the tentacles. I had the superposable Doc Ock growing up. I have lost him. I have no idea where he's gone over the years. I mean, it's been 20 years. I'm allowed to lose a couple figures along the way. But I played with that early Doc Ock figure a lot. And at the moment I have this one. I don't know the name of it, but it's not the superposable one. But the tentacles had some crazy paint on it. There was a lot of blue going in the middle area here, the wee red dot, and along the actual tentacles had like some yellow paint and everything. I don't mind the look of this newer Marvel Legends Doc Ock. I actually think it looks a wee bit better, I suppose, with the sculpt that they've got here. I do just like the full-on metal look. I think it does look a bit more realistic. When we do bring in the Toy Biz and we see the yellowing going on the metal and the blue and stuff in the individual claw parts, it does look more toyish and a bit more, yeah, comic-y. It doesn't quite look realistic, and this is what this new one has brought us. So I do prefer the kind of paint that they've went for with this figure. It is a lot more standard and realistic in my opinion. I think they all look really good. When I'm moving these ones around, I'm surprised that they're not as articulated as the Toy Biz. With the Toy Biz you can move them at the halfway point there. I do need to be careful because I think these have actually broke off on me before, but yeah, you can see that these bits are articulated in the halfway point, and then on this new one it's just articulated at the bottom there. I thought we would have had some articulation also at the halfway point here, but doesn't seem like it on any of these. So yeah, interesting, something I'll need to play about with a wee bit. Let's port a couple of these on and take a closer look at Doc Ock himself. Okay, I'm starting to understand the price point a wee bit more, because this is seriously impressive. I'm really happy with what I'm seeing here. We've got Doc Ock suspended up in the air with nothing but his bendable tentacles. There's no flight stands or anything here, and it looks awesome. I think this looks really cool. The bendable tentacles are pretty stiff out of the box. I've not used any heat, any hot water yet, but I probably will, because they are a bit of a nuisance at the moment to try and bend and shape, and trying to get them to balance with the tentacles and things. It's a bit tricky. It's not the worst. It's definitely still user friendly. You're not going to have any problems, but yeah, they are pretty tough and stiff at the moment, so could probably benefit from some heat, but I'll keep going with how we are right now. These up the top, you just kind of need to try and get the balance going with the bottom ones, and so he's not toppling over, but it isn't too tricky, but it's worth noting, you know. And I think it looks excellent. These look perfect. I mean, they're the right size. Just super impressive at how he's standing up here. I don't think they're too long, they're not too short. Yeah, this is really cool. I'm probably gonna have to play around with them a wee bit, so we can now look at Doc Ock. So starting with the head sculpt, I think this looks great. I think it's really accurate to Alfred Molina in both Spider-Man 2 and Spider-Man No Way Home. I think the hair is really nice, the glasses look really good, they've got that wee bit of a see-through vibe going on there, so you can see his eyes behind the glasses. Rest of the face looks really good. I don't think this is like, I don't think it's up there with Norman Osborn. I don't think it's quite matching the accuracy of the Green Goblin, but it's not far off at all. I mean, we all know exactly who this is, but yeah, I think there's just something slightly holding it back a wee bit. Maybe it is the glasses. I think the glasses could look a wee bit better, but yeah, overall, I think it's a great head sculpt. It looks the part, looks like Alfred Molina from both of the Spider-Man movies he's in, and you couldn't get much better, to be honest. Then one of the biggest differences from your old Toy Biz figures here is the black shirt, and I'm welcoming the shirt. You know, I'm not huge into Alfred Molina stomping about shirtless. It was cool for the time, I suppose, but I think the black shirt look is slightly better. Yeah, and it looks really good in this figure. It's got some nice texturing going on. It's got this nice detail to it, so that's cool. And we can see the slight brown undercoat peeking out up here as well, going right down the figure. And I didn't actually know that it's not really attached, so if you open up the figure a wee bit more, you can see that. That's really cool. We've got some layers to the figure. The green trench coat looks really nice as well, like the colour they've used, kind of a deep olive green, and yeah, it's got some nice sculpted details to it as well. You can kind of see the straps on the wrist there, the pockets, the buttons. Everything on this piece looks really nice. All the paint applications are pretty spot on. They've used some really nice colours to it. It's just screaming Doc Ock, and I'm really stoked on it so far. The one thing that kind of surprised me is the tentacles. You can't remove them, and I think that is a bit of a bummer when it comes to storage and displaying this figure. You're going to need some space to accommodate these massive tentacles, but yeah, it is Doc Ock, so I mean, what can you do? But going back to like the superposable Toy Biz figure, you could actually take the tentacles out. It might have hindered the figure, it might have not made the posing as good with the tentacles. As I said, they're already a bit stiff, a bit pernickety and things to try and get right, so maybe it is a good thing that they can't be removed, but once again, it would have probably been a good move just for storage and things, display, but yeah, it is Doc Ock, so what can you do? I think this looks great. I think it's time to compare this to some other figures, that's what I think. And the reason I say that is because looking at this new Marvel Legends Doc Ock figure, in the back of my mind the whole time is the older Toy Biz Doc Ock figures, because I think aesthetically there isn't too much of an upgrade going on here. Now bear with me, I know this is a Tentacle mess and we can't really see the old Toy Biz Doc Ock here, but I think that is because the tentacles are definitely inferior on this older Ock figure. They're a lot smaller and they do kind of get in the way. They're a bit more rubbery, and as I mentioned, the paint's a bit different on them. I do think the tentacles are definitely an upgrade on our new Marvel Legends here. But when we look at the aesthetics and we look at Doc Ock himself and how damn good Toy Biz did all those 20 years ago, I mean, look at that. The sculpt is so similar. It's kind of eerie. Like, this would have been hand sculpted 20 years ago, this Spider-Man 2 Toy Biz figure. And when it comes down to the sculpting, the head sculpt mostly, I don't think Marvel Legends have switched it up that much. The hair looks pretty identical, and then the face sculpt itself, they look the same to me. I mean, the skin tone is definitely much improved on here on our new Marvel Legends figure. But when it comes to the sculpt, Toy Biz absolutely aced it 20 years ago, and it just goes to show how ahead of their time with some of their figures they really were. And I think this Doc Ock is a great example. I think if you're wanting a movie Doc Ock for the collection, this Marvel Legends is definitely a fantastic piece to add, but bear in mind it's £40. If you can get the older Toy Biz Doc Ock for cheaper on eBay, it's definitely not going to be a bad option, especially if you can get him with these glasses. I have obviously lost the glasses over time here, and that's going to cover some of those maybe aged looking eyes here. But yeah, I think the Toy Biz is seriously impressive when putting it up next to our new Marvel Legends here. Once again, Tentacles, massive improvement, flesh tone, massive improvement. But the Toy Biz ain't bad at all, especially when you're putting them side by side. And yeah, this is very difficult with all the tentacles getting mashed up. Then we've got our new Marvel Legends movie Doc Ock figure next to the Tobey Maguire single carded release and the integrated suit Tom Holland figure from the Spider-Man No Way Home 3-pack. And both these Spideys look great next to Doc Ock here. And then here is our new movie Doc Ock figure next to the old Toy Biz movie Green Goblin and the new Marvel Legends No Way Home Green Goblin figure. And man, seeing our new movie Doc Ock next to our new movie Green Goblin from Marvel Legends, they have nailed it with these two classic Spider-Man movie villains. I'm so stoked. I mean, these two just look excellent. What a great addition to the Spider-Man Rogues Gallery with these two from Marvel Legends. And then here we have our new Hasbro Marvel Legends Doc Ock movie figure next to a couple of the classic Toy Biz Spider-Man movie figures. And the other day on Instagram I saw someone posing this Scooter Spider-Man in amongst our new Hasbro Marvel Legends figures, and I honestly still think it holds up. I really do. I know I do have some biases towards the Toy Biz figures. They are still some of my favourite in the collection, and a lot of that is to do with nostalgia. But this Scooter Spider-Man I do still think looks great, and I definitely do want to pose him around with the likes of the new Green Goblin or new Doc Ock, Andrew Garfield's new Marvel Legends figure, the new Tom Holland figures, just for a bit of fun, something different on Instagram, and see how the Toy Biz really fits in there. Yeah, having him side by side with Doc Ock right now, I think he looks pretty good. The older Toy Biz movie figure here from the first film hasn't aged as well in my opinion, but he's still pretty damn cool next to Doc Ock here. And so there we have it for our brand new movie Marvel Legends Doc Ock figure, and I do think this thing is really great, man. At the start of the video I was questioning that £40 price mark, but having played around with it, taken a closer look at it, I'm a lot happier with that. I definitely think this is the best movie Doc Ock figure you will be able to get your hands on, and it all comes down to the sculpting, the tentacles here. I mean, getting them suspended up in the air with the tentacles alone is super impressive, and I can't wait to do that again. And I think this thing will be great for, you know, action poses and things with Spider-Man, getting a good fight scene going on. I can't wait to get some pictures up over onto the Instagram. But with all that being said, I do think it just depends on what you want this figure for. If you are wanting the more dynamic fight poses, then this thing will be excellent. But if you are just wanting a figure that's capturing the likeness of the movie Doc Ock from Spider-Man 2, even kind of No Way Home, then the Toy Biz is a great option, to be honest. I think comparing those two side by side really just once again showed how great the Toy Biz figure was from 20 years ago, and if you can pick one of them up for cheap on eBay, then you're going to have a great looking movie Doc Ock. But yeah, this thing is slightly better when it comes to the likenesses. I think the paints and the colours on this thing are much better, much more realistic and modern. And yeah, overall, you're not going to be able to beat it at the moment anyway. We'll see what other companies start bringing out in the future, but I don't think I'll really need to pick them up with this thing in hand, you know. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. While you're down there, guys, if you could do me a massive favour, hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, then please hit that subscribe button. I'll leave the link to my Instagram in the description below, where I'll definitely be posting some pictures of Doc Ock up over there. Really can't wait to get him fighting with Spider-Man, so it'd be awesome if you could check that out. It's awesome that you watched this video right here. Please feel free to hop on over to the channel page, check out any of my other videos. I've taken a look at most of the new No Way Home Marvel Legends figures over there, so it would be really cool if you could check it out. Once again, thank you so much for watching this video, guys, and as always, I'll catch yous on the flip-flop later. Cheers.